Here we will see TextBox server control in ASP.NET. TextBox control is a rectangular box which is used to take the user input. The TextBox control contains several properties that allow user to control the appearance of the control. It is a server-side control. The TextBox class is available in system.web.ui.webcontrols namespace. TextBox control can be coded using ASP.NET provided tags or dragged and dropped using Visual Studio IDE. The drag and drop feature ultimately generates the same code. The syntax of ASP.NET TextBox is ASP tag, then TextBox ID and run at server. Different properties for TextBox controls are access key, which is used to set the keyboard shortcut for the control. Auto post back, which is used to get or sets a value that indicates whether the automatic post back to the server occurs when the TextBox control loses the focus. CSS class property is used to get or sets the cascading style sheet class rendering by the web server control on the client. Tab index property is used to set the tab order of the control. Back color property is used to set the background color for the control. Border color is used to set the border color of the control. Enable property is used to get or sets a value indicating whether the web server control is enabled. Border width property is used to set the width of the border of the control. Font is used to set the font for the control text. Forecolor is used to set the color of control text. Text property is used to set the text to be shown for the control. Tooltip displays the text when mouse is over the control. Visible property is used to set the visibility of the control on the form. Height is used to set the height of the control. Width is used to set the width of the control. Max length property is used to set the maximum number of characters that can be entered in the control. Read-only property is used to make the controls read-only. Text mode property is used to get or sets the behavior mode such as single line, multi-line or password of the TextBox control. Wrap property is used to get or sets a value indicating whether the text content wraps within the multi-line text box. Different events for TextBox controls are data binding, which occurs when the server control binds to a data source. Disposed event occurs when a server control is released from the memory, which is the last stage of the server control lifecycle. Init event occurs when the server control is initialized, which is the first step in its lifecycle. Load event occurs when the server control is loaded into the page object. Pre-render event occurs after the control object is loaded but prior to rendering. Text change event occurs when the content of the text box changes between posts to the server. And unload event occurs when the server control is unloaded from memory. Different methods for TextBox controls are data bind, which binds the data source to the invoked server control and all its child controls. Dispose method enables a server control to perform final cleanup before it is released from the memory. Equals method determines whether the specified object is equal to the current object. Focus is used to set the input focus to the control. OnLoad method raises the load event. OnTextChange method raises the text change event. This allows you to handle the event directly. ToString method returns a string that represents the current object.